Everyone gather around and we'll get started here. While I'm thinking about it, after everything's over, we've got some food for you here, or receptions, or episode tonight. And we very much appreciate all of you being here. Got a very good turnout for this time of the day. Many of y'all are people that helped us with our Inspire strategic study, so thank you very much. This is kind of a lot of ways a culmination of that, so y'all contributed to this as well. This is an exciting day for us in Northeast, and we're here with our Chancellor, Jimmy Baker, and other key leaders who made this day possible. Senator Steve Livingston, House Majority Leader Daniel Ledbetter, and Alabama Community College Board Member Doug Rogers. We're announcing our plans to build a new advanced technology workforce development center here on campus. And we have some pretty news releases for you to give out that has some titles in them. Some of you that are with media, but we'll be sure to get those from Ed Gippers, our promotions director. The renderings of the building are on the screen here, and the easels in the back shows the building will look like and what the location is. The location is to the west of us here, between here and the IST, Industrial Systems Technology Building that faces the highway. It's the perfect location of the building. It faces Highway 35, and it's a good space to build homes. So we're very excited about that. The building is being financed from capital project funds provided by the Alabama legislature in 2020 for construction in the community college system. Chancellor Baker had the vision to ask the legislature for this legislation, and Senator Livingston and Majority Leader Ledbetter were early and influential supporters in the Senate and the House getting this legislation passed. Played a very key role in it. Thanks very much, Chancellor Baker, Senator Livingston, and Representative Ledbetter. We're here today because of your efforts. I might add that Representative Ledbetter has led the way in getting other legislation passed that will speed up the construction process, not only here, but throughout the Alabama Community College system. So thank you for that as well. The building will house the main sections for our advanced technology workforce development components. It will include precision machining, industrial systems technology, design and 3D printing, building construction options and construction plumbing, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. It will house classrooms, career tech, and computer labs, and office for relevant personnel and gas with new public buildings. It will also have a storm shelter. Not only this, but the space required will allow us to expand these programs and expand other programs on campus and add some new programs at Northeast in such fields as cybersecurity and healthcare fields, like physical therapy assistant, respiratory therapy, and dental hygiene. So this is not just the building that's adding to what we can do at Northeast, space and clear up our other programs. We're very excited about that. As you can see, this is a red letter day for us here at Northeast. It really gets us to a whole new level of service. Goodwood Mills and Kaywood are architects in this project. GMC, they're often called. And Robert Littleton is here with us today from GMC. There's Robert there. We're finalizing cost and constructions plans with our architects, but we're looking at a facility of about 50,000 square feet, and in the cost of perhaps $20 to $25 million, with funding coming from the bond issues, legislative sources, and the college. Everything is a little bit in flux with the way construction prices have gone up so much in the last couple 3 months, and we're juggling those aspects of the building. But it's going to have, as I said, our basic essential program is going to be fantastic. That's going to be available to us here in Northeast. The original plans are to begin construction late this summer. Although again, that's a little bit contingent on plans, construction trends, but I mentioned that to the chancellor this morning, because we're ready to go whenever y'all got the plans. I like to hear that. So he's always ready to get things done, moves everyone along at a fast pace, which I like. This is a major facility that will serve not just the Northeast service area, but a region, particularly the Appalachian Mountain part of the state and the Tennessee Valley. Northeast Alabama, as you know, is anchored by Huntsville. It experienced some great economic development and growth. And Huntsville is, I think, is the largest city in the state now, last time I saw on the current census. Our area also acquired a major Google data center that's opened up, and it's only one of 7 in the world. So there's some growth that goes along with that, not just with data centers, but also supporting type industry. I should mention that we do have a site ready adjacent to the campus that is ready for development, and it includes all the elements necessary for development. Electrical power board substation, broadband, which Fred Johnson, Farmers Telecommunications, has provided access to major highways, and a college that can provide skilled workers. So, and special thanks goes now, Alabama College System, Dutch Rogers, for working with us to get this put in place. Back to the executive director of the Jackson County EPA. The new Advanced Manufacturing and Workforce Development Center is expandable, so that's great. We can expand it into any kind of training program that we want to put in. That's a real advantage of this. The plan for the building was carefully developed by Chancellor Baker. He had all the colleges go through a major strategic plan called Aspire 2030. And we work with local business, industry, and educators to identify high priority and high demand jobs in our areas that we have in the building reflects that. And as I said, many of you here today really helped with that, so we appreciate your taking part in that strategic plan. From this plan, you develop proposals from our end that go into the building, and you can see that for what we have in there, I think we picked the right ones for sure. And we're very flexible. That's one of the great things about the community college system. We can adapt to whatever the needs are locally. In our case, this facility is badly needed because we simply run out of space for the expansion of our programs and the addition of humans. So this is very exciting. We started a CBL program. Mike Kenner, who is with us, they might do a lot in the workforce area to get us going on this. Thank you, Mike. Mike remembers this when we first started the CBL program. We had an office and an old locker room in the gym. So we're really happy to have this space and facilities that are available to us now. Are really excited about what we can do in the future. I'm complaining about the space that we had. We certainly done the best with what we had, our staff had, but it's really good that we're going to be able to expand into other areas. I will turn things over to our guest speakers, and Chancellor Baker will give some remarks on his end. He's the one that came up with the vision for all this, so we're very grateful, thankful to him. Chancellor.
David, it might have been better to let the legislators speak first, because I want to know what they're going to say before I say much. No, seriously, I told David earlier this morning, I don't come to see David often enough, because this college is not a problem college. And some of you in the legislature, work around the state, you know what I mean by that. I spend the majority of my time in those environments that don't serve a population of people who are committed to improving their college. And I attribute a lot of that to David's leadership style. He's serious about what he does. He's has a foresight. He's looking into the future. And on top of that, he's totally dedicated and committed to this community and to serve the community the best way possible. And I want him to know I appreciate that. He's gone through some tough physical, personal problems over recent times, as Tricia has also. But, you know, it's always been upbeat. It's always been, what can we do to be better? And that's an important element. And I appreciate this community probably more than you'll ever realize. Back several years ago, I was accidentally became chancellor of the two-year college system. Never planned, never thought about it. But I started looking around and trying to figure out what is it that we can do that can make the community college system be what I know it must be and should be. See, I say this every time I'm offered the opportunity to. The community college system is the best vehicle for bringing about change in this state. Now, I'm not saying that negative about any other vehicle. Four-year colleges are important. They serve an important purpose. But the difference is we open our doors to everyone. Whether you want a short certificate, a long certificate, associate degree, or a route to a four-year college, or just another job. And that's what we must do in this state. And I'll say this, and I mean this. Over the course of the next 2-3 years, I want it to become evident that the community college system is committed to making the institution of community colleges serve the needs of the communities they are located in. You know, it's not like it once was. Historically, you go there for 2 years, you get your transfer credits, and then you go to 4-year school. We are about whatever a person needs, whether it's a short training program, a certificate for this or that, or preparation for a 4-year degree. But we have 2-year degrees and less than that in many cases. So as we go forward, I'm going to be leading on the doors, and I want you to help me lead on the doors of the legislators and the decision makers and the policy leaders in the state, because we are going to make this community college system one that everybody in this country can be proud of. This is a beginning. This construction year, this construction project, is the first of 6 buildings and centers that will be built similar to this. And thanks to an insightful number of the House of Representatives, who sponsored legislation that changed the way we have to function in terms of construction and capital projects and all that. Prior to that, it was caught up in a bureaucracy that was unbelievable. An expensive bureaucracy, and a bureaucracy that did not give much regard of time. It took an excessive amount of time just to process the paper. And every time they processed it, it cost fees. We found a way, after his legislation, to the top. But he led the charge to change the legislative process, the legal process that we have to go. And we have capitalized on that. And we are learning along the way, but we know that we are saving money, we're being more cost efficient, and we are not duplicating as much effort. David said that the architect was here, but we're trying to capitalize on building projects that are very similar in nature so that we don't have to pay the architect so much money every time we turn around. They're just good friends and they like to help the community. So as we go forward, I want you to understand this is the first. This is the project that we see as an example. But we have 5 more, I believe, that are on the drawing board. But that's just the beginning. We are going to move rapidly. And because of the good blessings of having a great board of trustees, and because of some legislation that was passed several years ago, we have the ability to conserve money. And over the course of a couple of 3 years, we saved about $150 million. We reserved that. The board saw fit to issue a debt of $100 million, and we could afford to do that. And then, in addition to that, the legislature passed a bond issue, which gave us another $100+ million. So we decided that we're going to settle out the business of changing the community college system so that we are, when we talk about it, we're sincere about it, because we literally are going to be offering a much, much broader form of education. You can pick and choose from it, but it's our job to provide that way for every citizen who is willing to accept the offer to come in, receive some form of training that will be related to jobs. And we have an innovation center that you're going to hear more about that, but not today so much, but more about it. It's becoming known nationally. And as we go forward with the help of the legislative leadership, like the folks you have here who have been totally on board. I remember being cornered in your office, and we talked about this project. And you said but I asked for the meeting, I recall. But it's good when you have people who are totally committed to the proposition that they want to do things that help the community. That's what we're about, and I appreciate the fact that you've shown this is encouraging. This is encouraging to know that you have this much interest in this community college and the progress that it's making. And with that, David, I appreciate the job you're doing. You just keep on. We aren't interested in any changes here. Thank you.
Good morning. This is a great day to be at Northeast Alabama Community College. This is a great day for Jackson and DeKalb counties. And all of you take a picture. Make sure y'all get a good shot of Roscoe and campus down here. It's a good day for Roscoe too. This is exciting news. This facility is going to have a huge impact on workforce development. My friend Nathan Lee and Jimmy Durham are here. It'll be another tool in the tool chest for economic developers. hopefully we're gonna see jobs being created here, and we will see more jobs being created here with the skilled workforce. One of the first things Chancellor Baker, and really before everyone was going to serve on this board, Dr. Campbell, he had briefed me up pretty good, as you could imagine. He said, hey, this is something we're working on, it's gonna be real important to us. If you can help us down there, I said, well, sure, I'm on the foundation here with Heather, I'll be glad to help any way I can. But Chancellor Baker, one of the first meetings I had, he let me know right off the bat that this was gonna be a priority for him and for our board, and that Senator Livingston and Representative Ledbetter had already begun working on it years before that. So anyway, thank you guys for laying the groundwork for that, for all that you've done to make this day a reality. I want to thank y'all for your leadership, for your vision, and not only for Northeast Community College, but for the whole system in general. And also Chancellor Baker and Dr. Campbell for their leadership to transform the system, because it's been a transformation in the community college. Northeast Alabama Community College is helping to transform our region. You can see it. I want to give a big thank you to all the faculty and staff, administrators here at Northeast. I see lots of friends here in the room, and I see a couple of school superintendents who are also friends. Just be aware that Dr. Campbell is notorious for picking off talent. He's got some great talent. These are talented bunch of people. And you folks love the college, you love the mission of the college, you love helping people. And that's what this is all about. There's something here for everyone, whether it's a college degree. You could either stay here on campus and get a 4-year degree through some of the partners, transfer credits to another college. Fortunate to have 2 children who did reverse transfer back here to get their degrees from Northeast. Skill training, workforce development, short-term certificates. He named a bunch more that's to come to follow. And we're going to have a great facility to do all that in. And you offer what I think is valuable to people to help them improve their life, to help them improve their quality of life for themselves and their families. And I think this new building will help in that mission. Thank y'all for what you're doing for that too. Thank you.
Well, good morning. What a great day this is to be at Northeast Alabama Community College. We had a little rain, a little sunshine popping up out back right now. So I think that's indicative of where we're headed. Chancellor Baker, thank you very much for your vision, your dream. You had the conversation with Nathaniel and I early on when we started talking about this. We appreciate the work that you do, not only Northeast, but all of Alabama Community College system. But we also thank you for the fact that you suggested at some point in time that you might need a board member that has some workforce development in his background. And after a little thinking, we came up with Dust Rogers to get there. We were successful in getting Dust nominated and confirmed to that board. So, Dr. Campbell, you have changed the face of a little part of Sand Mountain here. You have made this 2-year college system, this 2-year college here competitive with those just basically international. You continue to score great ranks and all that. We appreciate your service here for that. So thank you. This will change the face of Northeast Alabama for years to come. This will bring additional training and anything from cybersecurity to truck driving to welding to HVAC, where we started from Google a few years ago. We're excited about that. We're blessed that when the legislature had a supplemental appropriation this year, the Senate started that portion of the bill. I was able to get $1.1 million added into that, and Representative Ledbetter was able to keep it in the House when it was defeated there. So we're blessed to be a small part of this. We thank y'all. We thank y'all all for coming out today, because this is big for North Alabama. So thank you.
This is a game changer. There's no question about it. And Chancellor Baker, I certainly thank you for your vision, and I appreciate your friendship too. And you've got a smart man, Dr. Campbell. You're right. You need to keep it as long as you can. The reason I know he's smart is before the legislative session started, he usually has us over for a dinner. So I come in the back door that day and he said, I just want you to know, Representative Ledbetter, I'm not going to ask you for anything today. And I thought, well, that's a different. So anyway, we go through the process, and at the end of the meeting, Zach Lee, which works for the two-year college system, is here today, so Richard, we really need about $6 million more in O&M. So he's right, he didn't ask me, but he had somebody else there. So I figured that's why he's so smart. You know, when we first started the process, I was fortunate enough to have a meeting, and some of you may have heard this, and some of you may have not. I was at a convention in Mississippi, and the guy that had created and invented the golden triangle was there. He spoke at the meeting, I had a chance to sit down and talk to him. And he had taken the rural part of Mississippi and brought companies in there and really flourished and been very successful in an area that looks a lot like ours. And I asked him that day, I said, how'd you do that? I said, give me an idea of, he'd been on 60 Minutes talking about what they had done, where they had come from, and he had never really acknowledged the secret of how they did it. So I asked him that day, I said, I'm just curious how this really worked. And he told me, he said, we built a state-of-the-art workforce development center. Think about that. Today is a game changer for Northeast Alabama, for Jackson, DeKalb, Marshall, Cherokee, and it's because of the vision of the people behind me. Just so happened after that meeting, Chancellor Baker and I were walking across the street together in Montgomery. And I said something to him. I said, you know, we would love to have a workforce development center in Northeast. Of course, I already said something to Dr. Campbell. And he said, have you got time to meet with me Thursday? And I said, sure do. He said, I'm going to call Dr. Campbell and we'll meet in your office. And that was how we first started the conversation about this. What we're talking about today is going to change lives of children that hadn't been born. Think about that. That's big. I mean, there's no question about it. And the vision of Chancellor Baker and President Campbell, you know, that's the smart guy, is unbelievable. I mean, if you think about where we are today and how we are in our society, I'd say the quote that the guy on the Dirty Jobs guy had talked about. He said, children today are spending money they don't have on degrees that no longer exist. It's so true. One thing that Dr. Campbell and Chancellor Baker has done, they haven't tried to create a new way to create jobs. They're taking the people that have jobs, creating jobs across the state and developing them to train their employees. That's a big deal. I can assure you in DeKalb County, Alabama, and in Jackson County too, in today's market, a plumber or electrician can make more money than a lawyer or a doctor. That's just a fact of the matter. Society has changed. You know, 4-year degrees that everybody talks about, we keep telling our kids, you gotta have a 4-year degree, you gotta have a 4-year degree. That's not the case anymore. There are so many trades in our state that are so short-handed that they can't find qualified people to do the work. And for them to step up to the plate and bring it to Northeast Alabama, this is a big deal. I don't think we really understand how big it is and what kind of a game changer it is for our state and for our community college system. But to be the very first school in Alabama to be able to announce that we're getting this facility, I think shows the leadership of Dr. Campbell. I think it shows the leadership of Senator Livingston. And I hope it shows friendship with Chancellor Baker. I can assure you, you'll have an opportunity to meet with Chancellor Baker because we do the budget for our education system. I'm on the committee that does that. He meets with us annually. And I've tried to get him several times just to take over the whole system, K-12 and all. I can't talk him into it. But his nonsense way of doing business is the reason that we're seeing our community colleges develop and grow at the pace they're growing at today. So my thing is to say thank you. You know, thank you for Northeast for being what you've been to our community for so many years. But not only that, but what you're going to do for the rest of my life and the children to come. Because like I said earlier, there's kids that's going to benefit from this here today and this announcement that hadn't been more good. It's a game changer. And in my tenure as a legislature, if I could say of anything that we've been involved in, that I could say what is the most important thing that I've helped with doing, I would have to say it's today. So thank you guys for your leadership and thank you for the support for the college. And this is a great day for Northeast Alabama.
Thank you all. You can see what visionaries we have that are involved in this process, just from their comments. They care so much about the community and community advancing, us having good opportunities for people locally. I can't say enough for each one that's spoken and their contributions to Northeast and all of Alabama. You know, this is something that will grow and affect the entire state. So I'm just thrilled to be here today. I know when I went through kind of a rough spot with health, I thought, well, they're just kids when we can announce that new building, I'll be in. So I'm happy here today. And Representative Tommy Haynes is here as well. Tommy has been a great help in the legislature, supporting everything Northeast, education as well. So thank you, Tommy. So, I apologize if Roscoe's been a distraction. First time someone from the system office came up, it was the head water chancellor, he came up, I don't know how professional it is, having a dog in the office. So I got Patricia to take Roscoe and keep him in her office. And he broke loose, he came running down the hall. About the time the head came up, the head like dogs, and turned that wheel, so we just kind of lost to know what to do with. Stephen Nathaniel had a telephone call to make with Alpine. They called him this, they're working on getting a traffic light out here at the intersection of 47 and 35. We've done that for a long time. Outlaw tells us it's more dangerous to have it than not, so I don't know. We'll see what y'all think. It's a real hazard here. Thank you again to everyone that's here, and we have some food to stay and enjoy the reception. This has been a wonderful day for us. Thank you all.
My camera died in the middle of it.